Guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a grooming kit. This one's going to be in Schleich scale, but you can easily scale it up to traditional scale just by making everything bigger. So as you can see, I've already cut out the shapes of the grooming kit, of the sides of it, and what I'll do is I'll post the measurements for those in the description below. So what you do is you cut these out of either foam, which is this stuff. It's just, you can buy it in bulk from loads of craft stores and it's really cheap. But yeah, I use this. You can use other stuff, but that's probably your best bet. So once you've cut those out, make sure that all the edges are as neat as you can get them. It's not easy with this stuff, and that they match up. So, like this. Sorry, I'm sniffly. Like that. So lay them out in the shape that they're going to go in because it's quite easy to get confused. So yeah, I'm just going to put it together. You need a hot glue gun. Like mine, I got mine from Hobbycraft. So take one of the side pieces and put some glue along this bit here. Not on the bottom, kind of on the bottom edge. And then take the base part, which is this middle bit, and glue them on. And then just line it up to make sure that the edges are straight. Sometimes I find it helps to put it on the surface to just get at that nice right angle for the first one anyway. Try and get off as much glue as you can, like here. And do it while it's still quite warm because it's easier to pull off. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. And then take the other side piece and I'll just glue along this base here, that edge there, and stick that on. If you stick it on straight, it makes life easier because it, straight away, rather than you don't have to move it too much and play around, because that just moves the glue around and makes it look messy. So try and get it right the first time. Glue. This one's for an order, so I'm being careful. Okay, so you've got that. It looks a bit like a seat or something. For this part, just first of all match it up and see whether it's going to go, whether it's going to slot in between them, and like a bit of glue is going to have to come out. This one will slot in between, but sometimes they're too big, so they have to go on the outside. But this one will slot in like that. Just need to sort this glue out. Come on, glue, go away, go away. Ow. Hold on. Right. There we go. Sorry, the camera isn't massively focused all that well. This bit, keep your fingers out the way as much as possible, so pinch it at the end, like this. And then glue on the edge here. So you probably will catch yourself a bit with the glue, and then just slot it in. This is probably the worst part, and this is just the box. Ow. Right, so it's in. Now get the glue off as quickly as possible, before it dries really. I seem to have a cold, which is not nice. Right, so you should have that. Unfortunately, they do tend to come out gluey. There's not a lot you can do because hot glue is just gluey and it gets in your way. And it goes everywhere. Now, here, this bit's a little bit too high, so I'm just going to trim it a little bit so that it is flush with the rest. It's snowing. Okay. like that. And then, as you can see, I need to put a bit more glue on. If you've got a little bit of glue to do, get some glue out of your glue gun onto your mat or whatever surface it's resting on. Get your scissors and just scrape some of it onto the area. Make sure it's hot though. Not like that. It goes instantly cold. Right, okay. Like that. So you should have that, and then do the same with the other bit. That. And then again, pull the glue off and make sure it's lying flush. Trimming the top like that. So you'll have your box. That's the basic box. So I'm just going to touch that up and then we'll... Right, so the next stage is, I haven't completely sorted it yet, but the next stage is to put the divider in the middle. So you need to take some more foam. It's best to do this after you've glued it all together. You want roughly the size of one of the long sides. So what I do is I just put it on the foam like that and cut around it. Don't worry about it being too messy or neat or whatever. And then you've got that again. Then just neaten it up a bit at the top. Now that's going to slot there. Sorry, that's my phone. As you can see, it's too big, so you need to make it not as wide. So trim some off the edge like that, and that should just slot in. So glue along the side, along the bottom edge and the sides, and then slot it in. Like that. So you can see it's a bit tall, so I'll just try and trim that. There. So the next stage is to just get some ribbon. Preferably make it match. I'll go with that. This is probably one of the easiest bits. You're going to glue it on there. So just put a little dab of glue, not a lot, on the side. Stick that on. Pull off as much of the excess as you can. This one is for an order, so I will be sorting it out later, but for the purposes of the tutorial, it's just going to be quite simple. As you can see, that's not 100% stuck, so let's try that again. So yeah, I'll touch that up in a bit, and then loop it over until just a complete guess really at the length that you need it. Bring it down, trim it, dab of glue in the middle, and there you go. So that's your box. Obviously yours will hopefully be a little bit cleaner because you'll have taken a bit more time than I have, but yeah, that's your basic box, and then we'll move on to part 2, which will be the brushes.